Hey, hello everyone out there. This is Mr. Quasebarth. Been in my basement since March when everything got shut down. Kind of grew my hair out a little bit. Living on some Cheez-Its, bottled water, hot dog now and then. Watch a lot of Netflix. So I guess we're gonna get the school year started. So I guess I need to talk about social studies, 7th and 8th grade. But all jokes apart, let's get serious here and take a look at this year's curriculum as far as if you came to an open house. All right, football cap. All right, so you see my opening screen. I teach 7th grade social studies and 8th grade U.S. history. This is a picture of my family. My name is Mr. Quasebarth. I also go by Mr. Q. This is my 24th year teaching. Um, in the picture is my wife, Cherie, my daughter, Whitney. She is an elementary teacher across the street, 1st grade. Her husband, Tyler. My grandson, Emmett. My son, Elijah. My oldest son, Jacob, and his girlfriend, Sarah. My interests are sports. I like music and fishing. 8th grade. So if you're going to be an 8th grader, in 8th grade, the curriculum covers U.S. history from the earliest Native Americans until the Reconstruction period after the Civil War. Topic areas of content throughout the school year is as follows. So we'll start out looking at the earliest Americans, how they got here. So there's some different theories. One, the land bridge, the other one's boats. We'll talk about those. We'll take a look at some of those groups, such as the Anasazi, the Mayan, the Aztec, and some of the other groups that are in other parts of North America. Then we'll look at the European exploration, how it developed, why it developed, and what countries were involved. This will lead to colonization of the New World. So we'll look at the groups that are involved in trying to colonize the New World, uh, namely the French, the English, the Spanish, and the Dutch. After that, we'll move into English colonies. Uh, with English colonies, we'll be looking at the 13 colonies, why they were set up, where they were located, um, and the type of people that was living in those colonies. This will lead eventually to the Revolutionary War. So we'll look at the causes from the French and Indian conflict to the causes of the Revolutionary War and lead into the battles and events of the Revolutionary War, along with looking at the leaders that came out of this aspect, because that will lead into the new nation and how it was set up. And we'll take a look at how it was set up. Within that period of the new nation, we'll look at some major documents like the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. We'll break it down and look at what it's made of, the reasoning behind the different parts of them, um, and be a little in depth going in on those type of documents. This will lead eventually to the new nation. We'll look how it develops, and then up to the War of 1812. After the War of 1812, we'll be continuing to look at Western expansion, not only from to the Mississippi, but also the Louisiana Purchase and how we go from the Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean. Industrialization plays a big role, especially after it gets started in England, rolls into the Americas, and the role in the cities, especially in the East Coast, um, being industrialized and how it affects the people that are living there. Social issues of early U.S. We'll look at women's rights, black rights, things like that going on. This will lead to the pre-Civil War time period, what led up to the Civil War, sectionalism, how it started developing the North, the South, the West, and leads up to some things like that. Then the Civil War, of course, and Reconstruction. The 7th grade curriculum covers the Eastern Hemisphere of the world. We'll take an in-depth look at the continents of Africa and Asia, look at how these continents are divided by cultural and natural aspects. Lower topic areas we will cover, such as geography skills, Africa, south of the Sahara, Middle East and North Africa, India, the surrounding nations, China, the surrounding nations. And we'll dig in deeper into these areas and look at even some world history and cultural religion aspects of the people who live or have lived in these areas in the past. Project sheets. This is brought back from some years in the past. Though every 9 weeks you'll get a project sheet and we'll have choices. It'll be broken into short-term projects and long-term projects. In short-term projects, it might be things such as make a 2-minute commercial about an event that we're studying. Build a Google slide over 10 vocabulary words and share with me. Be stuff like that. Be short, quick type of activities you can do it might take you 1 or 2 days or whatever to develop those and turn those in. I'll probably give you choices of 7 to 10 of them, okay? And then you have to do maybe 3, and you get to pick and choose the ones you want to do. Long term will be a list of 3 to 5, and you have to pick one. And these will be more in depth. Like there might be a paper you have to write, or some type of game, maybe build a board game or a diorama, something like that. Be something major. It's going to take you a little bit of time and planning to develop. And we'll talk more about these project sheets as time goes on. This will be for 7th and 8th grade. Classroom expectations, pretty general. Come prepared for class, follow the school rules, respect and treat others kindly, complete and turn in assignments, raise your hand if you have a question, talk using your inside voice, stay in your seat unless you have permission to be up and around. Classroom supplies, number 2, pencil, black or blue ink pens. I don't allow purple, green, the ink, that type of stuff. Okay, black or blue. You'll need a notebook. It's always good to have a colored set of colored pencils in my classroom. We do a lot of map work and stuff, and if you have your own pencils, they last a lot longer than my classroom sets. They get wore out pretty easy. And a folder for my class, maybe even 2. So this wraps up my general overview of this school year coming up, and the topics the subjects I teach, what you need, and gives you a little background information about me. Um, if you have questions, my email address is k.quasebarth@ny.k12.in.us. Yes, so you can send me an email, and I'll get back to you. So I look forward to seeing the students when they all roll in next week.